Hi, welcome to Portage County Public Library's PCPL Talks Books. My name's Lisa. So Halloween is fast approaching, and we're ready with a fantastic variety of strange and spooky reads for your reading lists. So the following are just a few samples of some spine-tingling middle grade horror chapter books, which are recommended for readers between the ages of 10 and 14. So we'll start with Death in Douglas by J.W. Ocker. So Douglas Mortimer's family runs the Mortimer Funeral Home in Calmuth, and Douglas helps out with the family business of funerals and spends time playing in the graveyard. So he's used to seeing death, and he's used to seeing the local residents die from natural causes. But he's not used to murder. And the Mortimers prepare and bury the town's first murder victim in decades, and that worries Douglas's parents a lot. So it's a small town, and they're very much on edge, and it's close to Halloween, and the police are stumped, but it's up to Douglas and his friends to find a murderer before they become his next victim. So that's a really good mystery. We have Thornhill by Pam Smy. And this is an interesting hybrid. It is part novel, part graphic novel. So if you can see, some of the story is told in text, and some of it is told in graphic novel form. So in 1982, Mary is an orphan living in the Thornhill home for girls. She lives a lonely life. She doesn't fit in. She's teased. And one girl in particular is especially cruel and torments Mary. So you fast forward 35 years later, and Ella has just moved into a house overlooking the old Thornhill orphanage. So the creepy boarded up building is strangely fascinating to Ella, and she's lonely and in need of a companion. Could Mary be the friend she's looking for? So the alternate timelines are told. Mary's story is told through her emotion-filled journal entries, and Ella's point of view is captured in photos with the great graphic novel portion. A new book that's just come out fairly recently, Ghost Squad, and it's by Claribel Ortega. And for Loosely Luna, ghosts are more than just a family business. Her family runs ghost tours in St. Augustine, Florida. And shortly before Halloween, Lucy and her best friend Sid cast a spell that accidentally awakens malicious spirits, and they start wreaking havoc through St. Augustine. So together they have to join forces with Lucy's grandmother, Babette, and her tubby cat, Chunk. So they tackle these hauntings head on and try to reverse the curse before the town and Lucy's friendly spirits before it's too late for them. So it's a little bit action adventure, but super fun. The House with a Clock in Its Walls, which is fascinating because it's a fairly old book, but it was recently made into a movie with Jack Black, and it's really, really fun and really kind of spooky, old school spooky. After his parents die in a car accident, Louis Barnevelt goes to live with his eccentric uncle in a very old and possibly magical mansion. So his uncle's strange behavior and the bizarre occurrences that take place in the house lead Louis into a strange and supernatural adventure as they search the house for a magical doomsday clock that has been placed in the walls. But they need to get it to it before its previous owner, who was mistakenly raised from the dead, finds it first. It's a really fun adventure story as well. The City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. And this is a haunted girl and an adventure like no other. So Cassidy had a near-death experience. She nearly drowned, and since then she's been able to pull back the veil that separates the living from the dead, and she sees ghosts. Not that she wants to, and she was actually looking forward to a summer free from ghosts at the beach. However, her parents, who actually are supernatural ghost hunters, they decided to start filming a TV series in the city of Edinburgh, which is filled with graveyards and castles and stories of ghosts. And we have a series that's actually cool because I want to show you guys the cover on this series. It's actually Tales from the Lovecraft Middle School. This is a series for middle grade readers, and it is a spine-tingling series about a haunted middle school where monsters roam the halls, mysteries lurk behind every door, and strange transformations take place before your very eyes. So I like these covers. 7th grader Robert Arthur just wants to fit in his new school, but the place is crawling with weird spirits and supernatural creatures. So what's a kid to do? Ask a teacher for help? Some of them are monsters in disguise. So can he find a classmate he can trust? They're transforming too. So Robert and his friends have to uncover the truth about Lovecraft Middle School's secret history, and so they need to find out who or what is behind all of these strange happenings. Spirit Hunters by Ellen O. This story starts with a mixed-race 12-year-old, Harper Rain. She's half white, half Korean, and they've moved into a home in Washington, D.C. that her Jamaican friend, Deo, tells her is haunted. So when Harper's little brother makes a friend in the new house, she watches as this evil spirit slowly overtakes him. So the story combines some Korean American experience with ancient cultural traditions for a new twist on exorcism. This makes an excellent book for beginning horror fans and readers looking for a decent scare. So all of these are great Halloween reads. If you guys are looking for some scary stuff, but not too scary, if you've got some entry-level horror readers, we encourage you to come in. All of these books can be found here at the Portage County Public Library in the Youth Services Department. So thanks for joining us for another episode of PCPL Talks Books.